Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching this video, or you better watch this video, I should say. Today we are going to be doing this pretty peachy cut crease, and we are also going to be talking about new products that I've never used. So it's a combination of this look and then also a first impressions video. So if you want to see the new products that I'm using and how to do this pretty peachy cut crease, then keep on watching. And if you don't, still watch because I want that view. Okay? We are very zoomed and we need to focus. Okay, so I have already primed my eyes with concealer and I set it with powder. So today we are going to be doing a peachy cut crease like I mentioned, and I'm going to be using two palettes to create this look. It's going to be this palette here, the Anastasia Prism palette, and the Subculture palette. The first shade we are going to be using is just a transition shade in our crease. We're going to be using the fluffy brush like I use in every tutorial, and it is the shade Eden, and I'm just going to be putting that all in the crease. And I'm kind of using a heavy hand because I'm going to be doing a cut crease, so you're going to cover up a lot of what you do. And again, just doing the windshield wiper and circular motion to blend that out. I'm looking very shiny. Next, we are going in with a little bit deeper and orangier of a shade called Roxy, and that one's in the Subculture. The first shade was in the Prism palette. So we're taking that shade and kind of going a little below that color. And still windshield wiper motions. Using that same brush, we're gonna go back into the Prism palette, yes, and use the color Saturn, which is like a burnt orange shade, and we're taking that also in the crease, and you can go ahead and drag it kind of down onto the lid, really packing this color in the crease. I like to, like I said in my last tutorial, I like to go back with those lighter shades that kind of get lost, like that peachy shade, and put it. I look crazy right now, but I promise it comes out looking very snatched. And next is the fun part, cutting the crease. So what I do, I take a little bit of concealer, doesn't matter whatever you want to use, and dab it on the back of my hand. And then we're going to take a flat, small, like concealer brush. This one's kind of dirty, I should clean it, but we're just gonna wipe it off. Alright, and then I actually like using this brush better, just kidding. We're going to be using this e.l.f. Professional Concealer brush. It's really tiny. And you just dip it in your concealer, and then I start putting it on my lid, bringing it up, and then I just start taking my brush and creating that cut. Continuing with the concealer. once you get that pretty perfect, that's one thing I never is perfect with my eyeshadow. I actually am going to use a different palette. Which one is the question? For the shimmer. So for the shimmer shade, I am going to be using the Morphe 350 palette. I'm going to be using this shimmery shade right here. So what I like to do is just dab it on my finger, kind of swirl my finger into that shade using my ring finger, get a bunch of color on there, and just start pressing it on the lid. We're just gonna play around with it. I can't remember what peachy shade, shimmery shade I used, so I'm using my Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm using my Morphe 350 palette. It just is what it is right now. So I'm using these last 3 shades in the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette, and I'm just kind of mixing them all together, praying for the best. There we go. Cut it. And then I like to take a clean brush with no color on it at all and just kind of sweep the crease to make sure it's cut. And then I'm going to take my fluffy brush and I'm going to take the peachy pink shade that I used at the beginning and just kind of sweep it onto this to blend it out so it's not so bam, cut crease, even though that's kind of what you want, you know. Just like to sweep it over, and then just take the other one, kind of do the same thing, sweeping through the crease, make sure it looks good. And our crease is cut. I'm going to also take the shade Lucid in the Prism palette. It's like a silvery iridescent color, and put it in the middle just to kind of get that nice shimmer in the middle. And again, taking the clean brush and cleaning it up a little bit. Oh frick, that wasn't clean. That was really rude. There you have it. I'll be back with the face. So I did go ahead and finish my eye and my other eye and do my brows off camera. I did my brows the exact same, but since we are using new products, I do want to talk about what I just used. It is the ColourPop Brow Pencil. And I do really like this. It's very pigmented, so you have to go in a little lighter than with the Anastasia Brow Wiz. And I did get it in the shade Black and Brown. Alright, so continuing with the face and the rest of the eyes, I am going to take a makeup wipe and wipe out any fallout we might have had. And like in my last tutorial, that kind of creates a little wing effect. I'm not using a new primer. I did use MAC Strobe Cream before I started my makeup, so I am going to be going in with Benefit Professional, dabbing that on the face, and then just rubbing and patting it into the skin. I like to spread it around and then press it in. Oh, and if you were wondering, yes, my skin is acting up, okay? We are going to be using new foundations today. It's the Maybelline Superstay Stick Foundation. I have it in 2 shades because I wasn't quite sure which one I would like. It's a stick foundation. It's supposed to be pretty matte. I've heard a lot of good things about them, so we're gonna give them a try. I am a little self-tanned, so I'll probably need to use both shades. This is the lighter one. It's in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. So I'm just kind of... Then I'm gonna go in with 220 Natural Beige. And then I'm taking a damp beauty blender and blending it out. light. Well, it's not too bad. Just using a little bit more of the darker shade. Should have just used this shade. Okay, so it's blending out pretty nicely. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, but once we do concealer and powder, I'll kind of know a little bit more how I feel. I really like to take my time to make sure everything is really blended out. And I'll just literally sit here and keep on blending. So far, it's not my like absolute favorite foundation I've ever used, but I'm here to try new things, okay? Okay, so we are going to be concealing and contouring today with the ColourPop No Filter concealers. I got these two shades, and I hate ordering stuff offline because you just don't know. Like, this looks so light, but it matched me to this one, and this looks really dark, but we gonna see. So we're gonna start with the contour and take a stippling brush. I'm just using an e.l.f. stippling brush and going in circular motions. Ooh, that's dark. Okay, but it blends out nicely, so it doesn't look that crazy. You can even like take your beauty blender and kind of, it'll have a little bit of the foundation on there still. I wanted warm tones, obviously, so I was like not sure exactly what to get, but this blends out really nice. All right, let's take a little bit on the forehead. I did just wash my hair, that's why it looks crazy. I haven't done it yet. Ooh, that's okay. We'll fix that with concealer. Have a little bit of a helmet head going on, but you can also, like I said, take your beauty blender, and it has a little bit of the foundation still left on it. That looks better. The jawline. So I like this because it does blend out really well. Like, it is way too dark for me, but when I'm like self-tanned, I feel like it'll be a really nice shade. Okay, so I'm like not super mad. It doesn't look crazy. So now we're going to be concealing, and this looks really light, so I'm kind of scared, but we're just testing stuff out, so we're gonna rock and roll with it. I think I'm just gonna put this under my under eye. I'm gonna use a different concealer. No, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I said I was gonna do it. Let's just do it. Okay, so it blends out nice. It doesn't look too light, I don't think. On camera it looks a little lighter because of the light, but we can kind of blend that in to our contour a little bit. So far, everything is blending pretty well together, I have to say. And then we're setting the under eye. I didn't get any new setting powder, so we're just using the same Fit Me powder that I always use. And just taking product and pressing it into the skin. Alright, and now we are going to be using, I did a ColourPop order if you can't tell, the ColourPop pressed face powder in the shade, because it came separately. So sorry, but it's just the pressed powder. And I'm just going to be using my e.l.f. blush brush as usual, warming up the face. That's nice. I like this. This bronzer is really pretty. It's nice and match, which I am not, but that's okay. And then some down the nose, like you guys know, just to even out the face. And if you ever get like a too harsh of a nose contour, just take the Beauty Blender with your product on it and just kind of roll over, because it has a little bit of that leftover product and you can chill it out a little bit. We are going to be using MAC Fix Plus, ugh, how rude, and setting all the powder. Alright, now to highlight, I got the ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter. My girl Jada has been telling me to get this, and finally I did. Using a fan brush, just applying that. It's pretty, it's pinky, so it goes with this. It's like a, I shouldn't say pinky, like a champagne-y, pinky tone to it. Alright, now that we just bathed in highlighter, we're going in with blush, and I'm using the NYX Duochromatic Illuminating Powder. It's in this orangey, pretty orangey shade called Synthetica. And once again, I'm going to be taking my Beauty Blender. Boop. Boop. Literally let that sit for, no joke, 5 seconds. And now we're going to do our under eye, and I'm just going to be going in with the two peachy colors. I'm not going to go in with that darker burnt orange. I want the lower lash line to just be straight peachy. So we're using an e.l.f. shader brush and going in with the shade Eden, which is that pinky peachy color, and just smoking out the lower lash line with this. Literally the whole lower lash line. And then with a flat shader brush, this is a Morphe brush, we are going to be taking that orangey shade called Roxy and just putting that a little bit closer to the lash line. And then once we're all finished, I'm going to be using the Instant Matte Essence Setting Spray all over the face. And then going in with Makeup Shayla Big Shot Mascara. What's freaking new? It's never gonna change. On the upper and lower lash. And last but not least, we are going to be lining our lips with nothing other than LA Girl. These are the Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liners. And this is in the shade, like, I've been using Nonstop Nude. It's amazing. And then for the lip, we are going to be using Kathleen Light's new collab with ColourPop. This is in the shade What's Your Sign? And it's just a cream lipstick. It's another really good nude. If you can't tell, I love nude lipsticks. Alright, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys like this look and it was easy to do. Honestly, I am not experienced in cut creases. Like, this is probably the third cut crease I've ever done. So I'm not a professional at it yet, but these are the techniques that I use that make it easier for me personally. So hopefully it was easy to follow along, and you can do this with any colors you want. This was just a really requested look. I did it and posted it on my Instagram, and everyone wanted to see how I did it. So thank you so much for watching, and also recap on the products that I used today. As you can see, I placed a ColourPop order. So all the ColourPop products I really liked. The eyebrow pencil for $5. It was really, really nice and very pigmented. The concealers were really good. I mean, as you can see, they looked really dark in the bottle, but once I put them on my skin, like, the contour looks really nice and the under eye doesn't look too bright. So honestly, like, I'm here for it. Highlighter I also liked. I placed it on my cheeks, inner corner, brow bone, the huge. And then what else did I use? Lipstick. I've used these lipsticks before, but this color is obviously new. And then bronzer. Loved the bronzer. It blended very, very nicely and it looks very natural. As for the foundation, I'm not so sure about it. Like, I want to love it because everyone was raving about it, but as of right now, I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it a few more tries before I say my final opinion on it. It's not like I hate it, I just didn't like absolutely love it. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and share this video. You know, everyone needs to wear a peachy cut crease, so why not watch and share and subscribe? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All right, well, thank you again, and I will see you in my next video.